Shazi Visram was the founder of Happy Family Organics, one of the top organic baby food brands in the US. She joins us live now. So Shazi, I, as a mother myself, consider myself very lucky. My son is 10 months old. And even though it has been certainly a nightmare finding formula in this country, the fact is, worst case scenario, I can switch him to cow's milk a little bit early. For mothers who have just given birth, though, who are desperate to find infant formula in this country, what are the options?
Well, I really want to be a part of the solution. I think mothers can help other mothers and parents want to help other parents. And this should never have happened in the first place. And we can talk about why, and we can talk about what we should do in the future. But if you need help right now, my goal is to pair parents who have means with parents who need help. So go to healthybaby.com. Say you can help or say you need help, and we will pair you. Because if you are a mother looking for formula today, it is very difficult, especially if you are constrained by a challenging working environment, which many mothers are.
How did we get here, though? That's the question I have. I mean, many people are saying that obviously we have known for several months about the supply chain issues. And then, of course, you had one manufacturing facility that was shut down because of a recall. But should the government, should the FDA have really seen this coming? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I have a lot of thoughts on this because I'm a mom and I was a producer of infant formula, and I know the challenges of innovating to get something to market. And so how we got here is that we have a concentration of 90% of the formula in our country is made by 4 players. And one of the key players, the key player with 40% of the market, had a major supply chain challenge. A lot of people don't know what it takes to make infant formula. It's a highly, highly vulnerable population. There should be so much support from the FDA to maintain safe formula production. At the same token, the supply chain is really, really interesting, and a lot of people don't really understand. It takes 750 gallons of water to make 1 tub of infant formula. And
Gosh.
It takes many years to innovate to get to a place to have a new formulation in the marketplace. So the answer is the government should never have let this happen. The answer is we are a highly, highly technologically advanced society, and we have predictive technology. So when a major player cannot supply a portion of the marketplace that is depending on them for the well-being of their babies, and this portion of the marketplace can only use their WIC dollars to buy their brand, that should have been 911 call on day one.
Right.
And that is what should have happened immediately so we could address the situation, which now we are finding solutions, but it's still a long-term challenge.
Yeah, so as you point out, as somebody who has worked in this industry, of course, the barriers to entry in terms of manufacturing formula in this country are extraordinarily high. But what do you make of how the FDA has handled the situation so far? We talked about just the fact that one manufacturing facility ended up having to be closed because of a recall. How has the FDA handled it so far, and what should they be doing differently from this point onwards?
Well, that's a great point. So the FDA is working with Abbott to make sure that they can make clean formula, and that's what they should do with anybody who supplies infant formula for such a vulnerable population. So the steps are being taken, and sometimes it takes more time to fix a problem. If there's a bacterial problem, it takes time to get to the root of it and make sure things are clean. While we are doing that, we need to have safety stock. While we are doing that, we need to have alternatives so that Americans don't go hungry, and that babies in their most vulnerable state in life, this first 1,000 days when they become, who they will be, we have to ensure that they have the health and nutrition to develop their brains and bodies. And so there should have been, in my opinion, there should be safety stock, and there should already be agreements with the major formula production around the world to ensure that when we have a shortage, we also have some backfill.
Right, because what happens next time there's an infant formula recall? We cannot be in this situation again. I have to leave it there. Shazi, thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure. Thank you, Zain.
Of course.